we should not feel any less than as black women, as black men, because of the texture of our hair. And we should really appreciate it and care for it and not let it be a stumbling block within ourselves. My name is Sophie Hannah and this is the Cine Chic vlog, and I've been gone for a very long time. Towards the end of the year, and well, actually at the beginning of this year, we lost someone in my family and it really rocked us, and I took some time out, and then coronavirus happened. So it's been a mad 2020. Who thinks it's been a mad 2020? I don't think anyone could have imagined anything this crazy going on in the world. But obviously, there are no new films coming out. I really want to talk about things that are on Netflix, TV series, and just things that I've always wanted to talk about. Films, themes, genres. So that's what I'm going to be doing until the lockdown ends. So what I'm going to be talking about today is the TV series that came on Netflix called Self-Made, inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker. And it's basically the story of Madam C.J. Walker, who was supposedly the first self-made millionaire in America, and she was a black woman. She made her money and her millions by selling, manufacturing, making hair care products and employing a host of other women. Now, the plot of the film in a nutshell is about Sarah Breedlove, who goes on to become Madam C.J. Walker, and she is a washerwoman who's not making a lot of money. She's losing her hair. Sarah then meets a woman called Addie Malone, who helps her to grow her hair back using her products, and then Sarah starts to think, actually, this is something that I want to do with my life. I want to empower women with the confidence I've found. In terms of the pros, I would have to say this film has a very strong cast. So it's got Octavia Spence, it's got Carmen Ejogo, it's also got Blair Underwood, who has aged extremely well, may I say. And I think they do the best that they can with the script that they have. I would probably have to say that's where the pros end. And I'm sorry to say that. I wanted this limited series to be better than it was. I really wanted this to be good. I was so excited to see it when it came out, but let's just go on to the cons. In terms of the cons, now, number one would be how they portrayed Madam C.J. Walker, her character. I don't think she was a very well-developed character. I don't think she was very likable, running over people probably where she could. She had this drive that I didn't really find shows her to be everything that I guess the history book says that she was. They say that she was a philanthropist, she supported the arts, she really someone who championed black beauty. I think that's kind of touched on slightly in this film. Also, Carmen Ejogo, who plays Addie Monroe, she is the person who is firstly friends with Sarah, but later on becomes her rival as they're both trying to build these hair empires. One of the many feedbacks about this series is that it really played fast and loose with the actual facts of Madam C.J. Walker's story. What they really tried to bring into the forefront of this limited series is that Madam C.J. Walker and Addie had this rivalry based on colorism. So Addie being light-skinned, Madam C.J. Walker being dark-skinned, it constantly came up. The one person thinking they were better because they were lighter, or Madam C.J. Walker always feeling that she was inferior or less than because she was a darker-skinned woman and she couldn't really fit into the beauty norms of the time, and the ones that are still here today, that the closer you are to whiteness or Eurocentric looks, the more attractive that you are. And I feel like they did a real disservice to Madam C.J. Walker's story by really playing that up so much. It was literally talked about all the time, and I felt that with Madam C.J. Walker being a woman who was darker skinned, they could have really made people feel empowered. They could have made women feel empowered about whatever skin tone they have. But to kind of harp on the fact is that she's making these cosmetic projects and she was constantly feeling that she was inferior in the way that she looked. I don't know, it was just a misfire for me, and I feel like there were other black tropes that they really played up in here that just made me feel kind of like, Blair Underwood, like I said, I think he did really great with the material that he was given. He was the man, the black man who felt emasculated by the success of his woman. It did little to break stereotypes that we see often that aren't really trying to push the boundaries or push the conversation. This limited series has so much support going for it. I mean, LeBron James is one of the executive producers. All of the talent surrounding this series and in this series, I just felt like they just weren't put to good use, which is really frustrating for a story that you know could be so much better. I think it has some really great themes in there. Number one has to be female empowerment, feminism. Madam C.J. Walker, for all of the negative things that I've said about her character, some of the good things, again, were that she was single-minded and she was focused, and she didn't let anybody stand in her way into what it is that she wanted to achieve. She had an idea, she had a dream, and she worked hard until she realised it, even when there were lots of no's in her faces. And not just as a black woman, just as a woman in general. Another theme of this series has to be the American dream, which I guess, because I'm not American obviously, is this kind of idea that no matter where you come from, no matter what race you are, no matter what gender you are, no matter your economic background, if you work hard you can be successful. Now, I don't say that I believe that. There's lots of structures in place to make sure that certain people don't get to certain places, and maybe one or two get through, but not the majority for sure, even if they do work really hard and are really talented, but sub-no. But in this, I like the idea of it. It's a nice thought. It's a nice ideal that we are all on a level playing field and that hard work and determination will get you there. So I like the concept of that, and they really tried to talk about that in this film, but it's an American production, so why wouldn't they? Another theme for me which really spoke to my heart was the importance of black hair in the black community. Just feeling that our hair is enough, and that's not something that I worry about now as an older woman. I don't know. Is 33 really old? I don't know. But it's not something that I worry about now at my age. Like, I love my hair, I love the versatility of it. But this was talking about a time where Madam C.J. Walker was one of the first people in her family to be born free, and to come from that sort of background, to live in a country or any country where you are not the typical norm and your hair is seen as more of a problem or seen as something wrong, to make women feel empowered in the hair that they have, to say that it's completely fine the way that it is, that it doesn't need to be changed, it doesn't need to be straightened, it doesn't need to add products to it for it to be beautiful. I really love that idea. I really love that idea. We should not feel any less than as black women, as black men, because of the texture of our hair. And we should really appreciate it and care for it and not let it be a stumbling block within ourselves. Now, in terms of ratings, I rate my films, and I guess now my TV series, according to burgers. Now, I give a total of 5 burgers. Now, 5 is a tasty, juicy burger that you would break quarantine to go out and get. That's how good it is. And out of a total of 5 burgers, I would give Self-Made, the story inspired, or the inspired story, Self-Made inspired by Madam C. I would give Self-Made inspired by the story of Madam C.J. Walker, which is a damn bloody mouthful. I would give it 2.5 stars, which means it's an okay burger. If you're driving somewhere and you stop off at the service station and all they have is McDonald's, you're like, I don't really want a McDonald's burger, but it's hungry, we've got another few hours left. I would say it's that sort of burger, which isn't great. But those are my opinions. What are yours? I really want to know. So please leave your comments down below. And I always like to end on a question. So today's question would be, what is your favourite underdog story in film or television? Please let me know again down below in the comment section. While you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Let me know what it is that you're watching, or if there's anything that you think that I need to watch and review. But until the next time, I'll be seeing you soon.